So setting goals can be a super intimidating and daunting task. Oftentimes we set them the wrong way, we bite off way more than we can chew, and we end up feeling extremely discouraged after we are not able to accomplish them. Right now in this video, I want to show you exactly how we can set up a framework so that when you try to design your life, you design it the right way. Hey, if you're new to this channel, my name is Richard. I'm an entrepreneur as well as a high performance coach, and I want to show you today how you can design your life the right way when it comes to establishing your goals. Now, the first thing is a lot of people, we don't know what we want, right? I remember that when I was a university student at UCLA, I was actually pretty lost. I knew that I wanted to be a doctor coming into my first year, and so I was taking all these classes as a biology major. However, after some time, I realized, man, this isn't really my passion. I don't see myself doing this 10, 15 years from now. And I started getting a little lost. And this is where a lot of people might feel right now. Maybe you're working a 9-to-5 job right now that you're perhaps not the greatest fan of. Maybe you're studying something in university that you're not the biggest fan of. Maybe you're doing something in life in which you're just not satisfied with where you've been going. Well, if any of that resonates with you, then I want you to watch this video all the way to the end, because I truly believe that you're gonna take away a few golden nuggets that are gonna help you move closer to what God has called you to. So pull out a pen, pull out a piece of paper, and take some notes on what I'm about to share with you right now. The first thing I want you to understand is you gotta gain clarity on what it is that you actually want. There's a well-known saying that goes, there's no point in climbing a ladder if you don't like the view at the top, right? How many of us here are actually chasing after a career goal, chasing after an aspiration that isn't actually something of our own desires, but maybe it's something that our friends have pushed on us. It's something that our family members have pushed on us. My family members, ever since I was a little kid, my parents had always told me, Richard, we want you to be a doctor. Doctors make great money, they help people, they're well respected by society. What's there not to like? But for the longest time, when I got into university, I realized, man, this is not what I wanted to do, and I started to just simply survive rather than thrive. So I want you to think, man, are you focused on something, a goal, a career, an aspiration that is truly your desire? Or is it not actually something that you're striving after? Because if you're people pleasing other people, I want to tell you that 5, 10 years down the line, when you climb that ladder and you reach the top of whatever that may be, getting that medical degree, getting to that corporate job, finishing that degree that you didn't want to study to begin with, you might not be that happy with what came out of it. So you got to get clear first. Get clear on what your goal is. Write it down. What is it that you want to accomplish? The next thing I want you to focus on is to go ahead and set an annual goal. So back at UCLA, when I found out that I definitely did not want to be a doctor, I knew, okay, well, I'm interested in entrepreneurship. So I started to start all these little businesses. 4 of them failed before my coaching business finally took off. However, I was very intentional about setting goals. When I started my first dropshipping e-commerce store, I told myself I wanted to make 6 figures in the first 6 months of starting this business. You have to set very clear goals, and I would encourage for you to set a 365-day goal. It doesn't matter if it's not January 1st when you're watching this. As you're watching this video right now, pull out that pen and paper and write down, where do you want to be 12 months from now? Financially, where do you want to be? Spiritually, where do you want to be? Health-wise, where do you want your body to look like 12 months from now? When you take a look at all these different components, it might start to be a little daunting. Don't worry. This is where most people get it wrong. They look at a goal that is 12 months out, they want to lose 50 pounds, they want to make $200,000 when they've made 0 so far, and all of a sudden, everything just seems too unattainable. This is where we start breaking it down into bite-sized chunks. So I want for you to go ahead and break down your goal into quarterly, which means every 3 months. I want you to break down your goals into monthly, and then I want you to break down your goals into weekly. That's right. That means that in this year, if you want to make $100,000, let's just say in 1 year, for the sake of simplicity, that's 50 weeks rather than 52. That means that every single week, you're gonna have to make $2,000. If you wanna break that down into months, that means every month you're gonna have to make roughly $8,000, which means that every single quarter, you're gonna need to make $24,000. Break it down into bite-sized chunks of exactly how much you need to accomplish on a regular basis in order to get there. Once you have it down to your weekly parameter, that's the KPI. That stands for Key Performance Indicator that you're going to need in order to succeed in your regard. Once you have these goals established, now I want you to think about what are the actions that you actually need to perform in order to back up those results. So for example, when it comes to making money, perhaps the first thing that you would do, and I would encourage for anyone to do, is to build a personal brand. You look at any successful people out there today, every single person has a large following because money has to follow attention. Kylie Jenner, one of the youngest billionaires in the world today. She built Kylie Cosmetics, $1 billion makeup company, because she had this large celebrity factor, right? You look at Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Dan Lok, all these huge influencers, they all have influence, because with no influence, you have no ability to serve and help other people and sell them on your products, right? So for myself, when I first got into university, I realized I've been doing it all wrong. I tried to start a dropshipping business, I tried to start a jewelry business, tried to start an ATM business, but I had no personal brand. So I started relentlessly building a YouTube channel, every single week posting content, and that became my key performance indicator. 1 video per week, and that was what I had to hit every single week. So look at your goal that you just wrote down on your piece of paper right now. What is the one KPI that you need to hit on a weekly basis you need to perform in order to get closer to your goals? That right there, my friend, is the key. Because if you don't know what you need to do on a weekly basis, then you're definitely not gonna know what you need to do on a monthly basis, which means that when 1 month passes by, nothing's gonna happen because you didn't take any action, and then your life didn't change one bit. So once you have your KPIs in place, I'd encourage for you to take a look and evaluate on how you have been performing every single week. Every Sunday, which is my day of rest because I want to respect the Lord's Day, I go ahead and pull out a notebook and I just journal on Sunday for about 30 minutes, and I look back on the past week and I see, hey, did I hit all my KPIs? Did I put out at least 1 YouTube video? Did I hit my 3 workouts? Did I go and spend quiet time with God every single morning during my devotional time? These are all KPIs, and you need to track these things. Because when you start to realize, as you perform these on a weekly basis, that's where the compound effect takes place. 1 day turns into 1 week. 1 week's progress turns into 1 month. And then 1 month later, you're gonna look back and see, wow, look at everything that has happened because of what I've taken action on. So once you've established your yearly goal, you've broken that into your month as well as week, and then finally now you have your KPIs on a weekly basis to back that up with action, I want you to go ahead and start implementing and working harder than anyone else around you. Right now I'm watching a very inspiring documentary of Michael Jordan called The Last Dance on Netflix. In this documentary, Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes of all time, and definitely one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan always worked harder than everyone else. He looked at everyone on his professional team. He looked at everyone in the gym, everyone in the weight room, and he would always push harder than everyone else. This is not me trying to motivate you. This is just me trying to objectively tell you right now that if you want to hit that goal, you're gonna have to work a lot harder than you think. Things always take longer than expected. Things are always harder than expected in order to get the ball rolling, and you need to set and prepare your heart for the right conditions if you want to achieve that goal. Starting a business for myself, crossing this multiple 6-figure mark, took me way longer and way much more difficult effort than expected. Building my YouTube channel to over 100,000 subscribers took me a lot longer, a lot more difficult than I expected. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, you need to back it up with hard work. There's not much that can replace that, my friend. Now look, if you want to focus on execution, you want to take your performance to the next level, I don't want you to miss out on this Saturday's live masterclass. There's already a couple hundred people that are coming. It's completely free for you to attend. I'm going to show you how to double your productivity, take off at least 10 hours off the current work week that you have. Believe it or not, I dare you to come and see how this masterclass is going to change your life. So click that first link down below, type in your name, your email when you hit that registration page, and I cannot wait to see you on that masterclass. Hey, I want to remind you that this video was 100% free for you. So if you got any value out of it, I would ask that the price you pay is to share this with a friend. My team and I spend hours and hours preparing this content, editing it so that it reaches you and serves you, and we want to reach as many people out there as possible. So copy the link of this video, text it to the friend, take a screenshot of this video and tag me on Instagram, put it up in your stories. I'll put my Instagram right here so that you can do that. And look, let's see how many of you actually take action on that. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do absolutely everything. I cannot wait to see you next week. I'll talk to you soon. Once you've established the weekly goals so once you have your intensity and effort to how, that's not good.